Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Umi Kauso binti Abdul Karim. So this video is actually a lecture video for UED 102 course code study skill, and in this video I would like to explain about topic 5, memory, improving concentration and reading system. Right, so this is the overview for this topic. So basically this topic is on memory, okay, improving concentration, and then reading system, okay, which aims to enable students to understand the basic processes of memory and apply the memory skill in their learning. Right, before we proceed in understanding the memory process, okay, let me show you about what is memory and learning. As you can see in the picture here, this is the learning pyramid. Okay, learning pyramid is a group of popular learning models and representation relating different degrees of retention induced from various types of learning. So based on previous topic, okay, you have identified what types of learner you are, okay, whether you are kinesthetic learner, visual learner or auditory learner. So for kinesthetic learners, okay, they are actually more active learners. All right, so they prefer to involve in learning like teach others, practice doing, or discussion. As compared to visual and auditory learner, they are more to demonstration, audiovisual, reading, and lecture. So based on the learning pyramid, you also can see that if you are involved in teach others, meaning that you doing teach others means that you teach your friends. Okay, your retention time in class is about 90%, which is very high, as compared to lecture. Okay, if you're just listening to the lecture, your retention time is only 5%. So it's actually very important for the students to understand how information is learned and to understand the needs of using various kinds of active learning strategies in learning, retaining, and using the information. Okay, so now let's proceed to the memory process. Alright, so what is memory? Okay, we store our memory in our brain, am I right? So what is memory? So the memory is the retention of information over time, and we store all our memory in our brain, just like a computer software. Okay, in the computer software, we have the system unit, output devices, okay, which is computer and printer, input devices, and mass storage device. Alright, so for computer, we receive all the information, okay, encoding all the input through keyboard and camera. But for human, okay, we receive all the input through our 5 senses, which is through ears, mouth, nose, skin, and eyes. And in computer, once we receive all the input, we store all the input in our hard disk or thumb drives. But in human, we store all our memories in 3 types, okay, whether in sensory memory, short-term memory, or long-term memory. So for sensory memory, okay, all the information, incoming information from 5 senses will be stored in sensory memory for an instance. So if one pay attention to the stimuli, it will go to the short-term memory, which is STM, and if one does not pay attention, then the information will be lost. So therefore, it is very important for you to pay attention while lecture or reading. And for STM, which is short-term memory, it is very limited storage. Okay, from the sensory memory, information will be relayed to STM. while in the STM, information must be repeated or use some active learning strategies in order for it to get to long-term memories. Otherwise, the information will be forgotten. So for LTM, which is long-term memory, this memory is unlimited and very large storage, like a big library with a lot of books. So from STM, information will be moved to LTM and stored here for later use. And if the information is not being used for some time, forgetting may occurs. So having cues or strategies during encoding earlier would help in retrieval processes. Okay, so for computer, the output or retrieval process is the computer screen or printer, and in human, okay, we express the information or retrieve all the information through writing or talking. Okay, now we proceed to memory strategies. Okay, so memory strategies is very important because it will help students in their encoding, storing, and retrieving the informations. But before we proceed to the memory strategies, let's look into the reason for forgetting or how forgetting could occur. So for the first one is the student did not pay attention to the information, did not understand the information, cramming, okay, meaning that last minute study, did not have good strategies, interference, okay, meaning that having two exams on the same day, especially if the subjects are closely related, for example, psychology and counseling, okay, all these two exams is happen in one day. And the last one is test anxiety, okay, meaning that they shouldn't have negative thoughts about oneself, meaning that they think that they did not prepare well for the test. All right. So to avoid the forgetting, okay, you must have a good strategies. So there are several strategies, okay, memory strategies that you can adapt. The first one is mass practice versus space practice. Okay, mass practice is not recommended. Okay, it is not good. Okay, mass practice means that you cramming. You involve studying all the materials at one time. Right? So you don't have time to understand, remember, and organize the reading materials. Okay, as compared to space practice, it is recommended. Okay, because space practice means that you involve space time over some period of time for studying. Okay, space practice or distributed practice allows time for the information to consolidate in the long-term memory. Second strategies is that break reading material down. Okay, again, no cramming for some period of time. Okay, for example, in a day you just study 2 chapters. Okay, don't study all the chapter, okay, a day before the exam. Second, the third one is rehearsal, meaning that you repeat the information many times. The fourth one is elaboration strategies. Okay, in elaboration strategies we have association, acronyms, acrostic, and imagery. This one you can read in the study skill module. Okay. The next one is organizational studies, organizational strategies. Organizational strategies is like you organize the material. For example, animals can be divided into 3 types, which are mammals, reptiles, amphibians. So you organize them in a like doing a mind map. Okay. And the last one is comprehension monitoring strategies. Okay. Comprehension monitoring strategies is that it is a reading strategies to make your reading more effective. For example, using a method which what we call as SQ3R. Okay, SQ3R is stand for survey, question, read, recite, and review. So you can learn how to do comprehension monitoring strategies using SQ3R method by using by go to this link, because this link will have a slide that show you how to do effective reading using SQ3R. Okay, the last one is the strategies to improve concentration. Before we proceed to the strategies to improve concentration, we need to know what the causes of poor concentration. Okay, the first one is lack of attention, lack of interest, lack of motivation, distraction from others, uncomfortable environment, psychological matters like illness or tiredness, and the last one is also psychological matters like personal problems, worries, or anxieties. So here is several strategies that you can use to improve concentration. The first one is use motivational and organizational strategies by create interest in the work, develop a positive attitude with your work, use goal setting strategies, and use time management strategies. Create a positive learning environment, find a better location, reduce multitasking and minimize distraction. Deal with internal distraction, okay, like deal with personal problem, deal with competing activities, use active learning strategies, match your learning style to the task, and monitor your concentration. So before I end this video, I showed you the activity or the task that you need to do. Okay, for this topic, there are 5 activities. Okay, you have to do memory strategies, organizational strategies, concentration strategies, concentration chart, and reading text. So all this activity will be explained to you later by your respective lecturers. And all of this activity, you need to put it into your e-portfolio. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you and stay safe. All right. And Assalamu alaikum.